All right, so I've pulled the line and now I've measured. I've got this new line with the swage in it. It's going through the hole, not brain surgery here. And come around, and then on this side you can see I've got the sleeve protector in. You should probably look at it. And then the trick to this installation is to immediately put on a sleeve protector for the other end, because if you forget that, you just blew the whole cable and gonna have to start over. So now that I've done that, I need to take this end of the swage that I told you earlier in the video that gets buried in the post. So we're going to take that, and again, you can figure out your lengths, but this is going to add this much to it. So I'm going to have that much sticking out, and that's about where I wanted to be. You could obviously have the whole threaded part sticking out, but you've got to have something to catch on to. Okay, so now I'm going to crimp this, and the crimping, again, if you've got to buy this crimper. I bought a cheap one, and if it doesn't work right, I've had a few fail on the crimps, and then you've got to start over and you've blown that cable. So that's a really good one. And I do a second, just like everyone else on the videos, because you need that. And now, I don't know if I'd spent more money or if I was using a bigger one of these. This is a size 4. It came with a 6 on it, but I had a lot of slippage and screw up. So at any rate, there's going to be sometimes a little curve in this. So I just keep my jig here, pop it down, and try to straighten it out that way. Doesn't matter, don't worry about it being ugly, because you're never going to see it. It's going to be inside the wood. So now, if this fits, so that's tight. The wood's already, I can't get it back in there. So now, come around here. Now I just need to blow out the hole a little bit. So I'll stick my big 1/4 inch in there. And now should go in, and it does all the way. Now my sleeve is in, and now this is, come around, now this is where it gets sort of unorthodox, and you've got to be comfortable with, I guess, breaking some rules here. So now what we need to do is put on the nut that's going to be, well, first of all, I learned that these things sink and pull in. So with just the one washer they have given you, you can put that on, but when they do the grinding, it heats it, it burns the wood. The washer ends up burning the wood. So I'm putting a lock washer on first now, so that the whole unit doesn't sink inside, meaning that the nuts don't sink inside. So I put a lock washer on, then I put on the supplied washer, and now this will be how it stays on. But we are going to have to cut off the excess. So to cut off the proper amount, they recommend in all the videos you see that you should put on another nut on there, and that'll be the guide. So now I'm set to do a full tightening, and here's the unorthodox part. And you got to be comfortable doing this, actually marring the threads, because I'm confident that it's going to work. And I take my 7/16 and really tighten it. Okay, go ahead and pause. See where I've nicked the threads. We're not going to use those. That's being cut off. That's why I'm comfortable using the vice grip on there. You can hear that. That's tight, and that's the way I want it. So this will be my guide nut, And I really should put on shoes for the grind, but again, this is now, I've done it so many times that I don't think I'm gonna hurt myself. We'll see. Now I try to catch it before it burns the tracks, but it's I missed it. So now what you got to do is really clean this up so it looks like a circle within a circle. Okay, now this is going to be very hot, as you know, and here's the tricky part. Not really tricky, but if you've done it right and you've got this circle, come over here, you could see where there should be no overhang of the bolt overhanging the nut. So here we go to try and get it off. Again, we're not gripping. Usually that swage sticks out the other side, and you would use a vice grip on this part. That flat part right there would be sticking out, and you'd just hold it over there and be able to operate on this side. I'm not doing it that way. So let's see if I can get this off. Yep. And it backs right off. It backs out, and yeah, that's great. And you can see I've got a little bit of excess on there. I've got my gloves on. If you miss this and you don't do this right, you need a flat file, and you got to rework the threads, and it's a bit of a cluster. But so now we take this decorative end, we pop it right over there, and you see I've got a little bit of catch, but we'll see if I can. Yep, no problem. No problem. Piece of cake, and then where was I? I was here. So now we'll just tighten that, and that's done. So basically, I've taken this whole piece right here and I buried it inside the wood. So it's in there, and you've got protector sleeves on this side, comes through horizontally, bends up, and then comes through horizontally on the other side with the dead end swage that looks like that.